Hey, it's Jason here at Suffer City. Gonna break down the training week we just had, go over peak week, go over the numbers, what they mean, and how you can utilize them to crush some goals over the next 10 weeks. Let's get at it. So, over the course of the week, we measured for strength, we measured for power, muscle endurance, strength endurance, and we measured for aerobic capacity. Now, our deadlift, our bench press, and the squat, these are key movements for getting a good understanding of your baseline levels for your absolute strength and power. We started to get a measure for our strength endurance, power endurance, muscle endurance as we went into our 1 minute all out efforts on the bike and the runner. And you went into that 5-lap sled push. And then moving over into our aerobic capacity, the two efforts we had there were the 5 minutes on the bike and the 5 minutes on the runner. Of course, these are key insights to where you're currently at or what are your baseline levels for these performance outputs. Now, we're able to use the numbers we've collected this week in two ways. One, you can set better goals. What I mean by better is, hey, they're going to be more realistic. And of course, because we got a 10-week timeline on them, they are going to be timelined. And so we're going to kind of have this parameter now within which you're going to operate over the 10 weeks with a good idea of where your start point is. Now, in terms of setting goals, you want to be as realistic but also optimistic as possible, taking into account a couple of things. Now, we are not specifically, most of us aren't specifically strength athletes or aerobic athletes at Suffer City. In fact, we're sort of integrated or hybridized athletes who are really good at a lot of things but not necessarily the best at any one. And to be fair, that's kind of how we want to operate functionally in society and be able to adapt and overcome to a wide variety of situations. But maybe you're noticing you do need to improve your strength, or maybe you notice, hey, I'm really good at strength, I like it, maybe it's something I'd like to really excel at. Hey, these are good reasons to get specific and target something over the course of the next 10 weeks. Now, for most of us, what we're going to want to do is maybe see a 5 to 10% improvement in our fitness in aggregate. So maybe you find a 4% improvement in your strength, an 8% improvement in your aerobics, a 10, 15% improvement in how well you could perform over some power and strength endurance function. But in either case, what you're going to be able to do now is set some customized, tailored goals for yourself that could be realized within the parameters you've set. The second way you're going to use these numbers is to customize your process to produce the results or really achieve the goals that you're setting for yourself. So now when you hear a coach prescribe 60% of this or 70% of that, you can go back to these numbers and correlate what that means to you. Now make no mistake about it, these small variances between how strong you are or how strong your buddy is on a lift day do matter. It's not just going to matter as to whether or not you can lift the prescribed amount of repetitions, but it's also going to matter on the recovery side. If you're overloading your body and just simply doing it anyways because you can beyond the prescribed weight load for the day, hey, well, that's great in the moment and it feels good, but hey, your body's not going to recover adequately so you can get back into your next workout somewhat refreshened. And that's something to take into consideration here is we don't just prescribe things for that particular day. We're prescribing these weight loads and rep counts taking into account your entire training week to ensure that you have a sense of freshness coming in there each and every day. And of course, by customizing and getting more specific with how you are implementing your process, you're likely to get more accurate goals when it comes time to measure for them. And so keep in mind, put it on your calendar, write a note, put it on a post-it that you can see regularly. In 10 weeks' time, we will reassess for these metrics. And then of course, remember, however it is you must remember, in 10 weeks' time, we will be reassessing and getting another account for the metrics we've measured here this week. Hey, all right, so there it is. It's been a very successful peak week. I hope you've experienced yourself at a level that maybe was surprising, or maybe you noticed some areas in your game that need some work, and now you have the opportunity to go ahead and attack those areas. And something to keep in mind over these next 10 weeks is there's no one workout, there's no one training week that's really going to achieve all of your goals. Now, some of those workouts will be better than others, and of course, some of those training weeks will be better than others. But of course, some will be worse than others. And it's going to be those troubling ones, those challenging ones. Maybe it's the workout you had no intention or desire to go to, but you just got there anyways, and maybe it wasn't even that great, but you got through it. Maybe that was the workout. That was the link into the chain that kept you going and kept you pushing ahead. All right, hey, it's been a great week. Thank you so much for engaging yourself into this process. I, along with our whole training team here at Suffer City, look forward to being alongside you over the next 10 weeks as you are alongside us as well. Hey, so let's do it, team. Let's go out and let's kick some ass. Until next time, be great.